A very good day to all of you from Amit Kumar Mehta. I welcome you all to our Spoken English Fluency course 2.0. This particular course will help you master spoken English and will help you master fluency in the quickest possible time. We are going to break some myths in a few whiles from now. So please stay connected for the myths that we're going to break around English language. This particular video will try to teach you 1000 English daily conversation phrases which are used in daily conversations, and I'll give you my logic. I'll give you the scientific reason why these phrases are very important to sound sophisticated, to score more, and learn things in a very short time. Before I start, it is important that I talk something about myself so that you know where I'm coming from. I have 15 years of experience in banking, teaching, and entrepreneurship. I have been a topper in the schools throughout. I have co-founded Wordaholics, and since 2015, we have helped more than 10,000 students across India master those advanced, difficult vocabulary words, high frequency, difficult words which are regular in the competitive examinations like CAT, SAT, GRE, GMAT, and all those exams. I love hacks. I love finding out the secrets. I love finding out the secrets, tips, and tricks so that students can reduce their learning time. Students can learn a particular topic in the shortest possible time. That is what I love. These are the student feedbacks we have received over the years. Most of the courses that we run, these are the students who are answering to questions on difficult words, on mastering English fluently and fastly as soon as possible. Look at the percentage of responses. Most of the students agree with whatever we are talking about. They understand that what we are talking about makes a lot of sense. This is media coverage. Now, moving straight to the topic. In India, we know that English is directly equal to respect. If you know English, you are given respect in the society, whether be it office, whether be it social settings, whether be it in your school, colleges, with your friends, with your family. So English means respect. If you know this particular language, it means respect in India. So I had researched and put forward a particular book on how to speak fluent English and impress people in just 30 days, not 90 days, not 1 year, not 6 months, just 30 days. So it took me around 5 years to work on this topic and research on this topic and find out what is the best of best advice that is available on the internet, what is the best of best advice available in the various books written on this topic. And this particular video is a condensed form of that particular knowledge that we're going to talk about. Now, before we move on to 1000 daily conversations that we'll be giving at the end of this particular presentation, what I wanted to touch upon is very important, that why phrases are important. Now, we'll understand most of the conventional teachers will find out who are teaching spoken English and English fluency, they ask you to memorize a dictionary full of words. They will ask you to buy a particular dictionary and they will ask you to memorize 10 different words on a daily basis. And let me tell you why that particular idea is very odd, that why this particular idea of learning words from a dictionary is really against your English learning skills. Why that particular idea will delay your English learning by months together in total. So problem is, when you learn something in new, the retention is 100%, and in just a couple of days you have forgotten 60% of what you have studied. You can look at this particular diagram. It will explain things clearly. If you have learned something, 100% of the information you have learned at a given point of time, after just 1 hour you just remember 44% of that particular information. So when you're learning words from the dictionary, that does not mean that you'll be remembering all those words, because you're not using those words in real life. So most of the teachers, the conventional teachers, the traditional teachers, the teachers who are teaching spoken English, they do not understand that memory is not equal to knowledge. Even if you have knowledge of 1000 words, that will not mean that you are fluent in English. And do you also know that each and every word requires 8 to 9 times practice before it gets permanent into your memory? So what you're doing by learning vocabulary words, by learning dictionary words only, is actually taking a lot of time. Plus you have to also add to that the number of hours you have to spend on mastering the grammar lessons and remembering the rules and regulations, and we hardly have time for that. So my point is, through the research it came out, for all the beginners who are beginning to study English, don't study grammar. Yes, you heard me right. Don't study grammar, because grammar is not important when you are initially starting to begin your learning. Phrases, according to fast learners, are mini grammar lessons. Now, I'll tell you why you don't study grammar. Have you looked at the particular kid who is born in a Gujarati family, in a Maharashtrian family, in a Bengali family? Depending upon which family he is, which particular region he is born in, he develops that language of that particular region. So how does that happen? Does he study grammar to understand all those languages and talk in that particular language? No, he doesn't do it. Even if you look at your particular native language, when you were born, when you were born and you are speaking your mother tongue fluently without any intervention of any grammar lessons. Do you remember you were taught grammar in your class 1, class 2, class 3? No, grammar came only in class 4, class 5, and before that also you could speak in your mother tongue. So how is that possible? Because we are doing something wrong, and that is where I want to point it out. Phrases are your small grammar lessons. Phrases are your mini grammar lessons. They give grammar lessons for free, but most of the teachers do not tell you that. Most of the teachers do not know that, and that is what we are trying to solve it for you. Imagine the time saved if you are not asked to do those boring exercises of grammar and learn thousands of different words, and just imagine the tons of exercises that you have to do, and number of books that you have to follow, no grammar rules to remember. Just imagine the time saved, energy saved, and the happiness on your face. Now you would be definitely asking, what is the proof of whatever I am saying? So let me give you a proof. Just recall the phrase once upon a time. You would have heard it so many times. Every time somebody wants to tell a story, he will start with once upon a time, don't you? So once upon a time, if that particular phrase once upon a time is written as upon once a time, we're just changing the sequence of words. Just imagine it is written as upon once a time. Your brain in that case will automatically raise a flag. It will say that there's something wrong with that particular word. Other examples of phrases similar to that are yours faithfully. It will always occur in this particular format. It will never be faithfully yours. Or excuse me, it will always be excuse me. It will not be me excuse. I am sorry will always be I am sorry, and it will not be sorry I am. What do you think will always be what do you think. Think what do you think you do what? No, that is not the right combination. So point is, your brain is automatically built in with a software which can detect. It knows the difference. It knows the difference between Ram reads a book and Ram a book reads, which is wrong. So brain knows the difference. It is as if an autocorrect software is pre-installed into your brain. So the number of times you listen to a particular sequence of words, it gets etched into your memory. It gets loaded into your software. It gets permanent into your subconscious memory, and whenever you come across a sentence which is not right, you'll automatically know that it is not right. So it's time to revisit grammar. So now, what is the meaning of grammar? If grammar were to be defined, grammar is nothing else but the set of instructions. It is basically a set of instructions, a set of rules that allows us to place words in the correct order. Now let us move on back to the particular word. Ram reads a book. It will always be, if you're following grammar, it will always be Ram reads a book. It will never be Ram a book reads. So what grammar basically does is, it gives you a set of rules, it gives you a set of instructions, which so that you can place the words in the correct order. Now phrases automatically contain inherent grammar. For example, I fell in love with sports. So fell in love with is a phrase, and just imagine, with this particular phrase, you need not remember where will in come, where will with come, where will love come. It will always be in this particular format. Fell in love with will always be in the similar format. Use it in across any sentence. Suppose I use it, I fell in love with sports. Yeah, I fell in love with my mother. I fell in love with my brother. I fell in love with movies. So fell in love with will remain constant. So this particular phrase, which is containing inherent grammar in it, will automatically remain same. He fell in love with Sarah. We fell in love with the food. My mother fell in love with the birthday gift. So the phrase remains constant. The combination at the end keeps on changing. So this is an amazing way of learning English very, very fast. And guess the possibility, if you are studying the phrases way, it will automatically rule out the requirement of grammar lessons we hate so dearly will not be required. I'm talking about the initial phases. Yes, if you want to become Shakespeare, if you want to become an advanced person, advanced English learner, you will actually have to go and learn those lessons, grammar lessons. But for a beginner, these grammar lessons are not required, is what we are claiming. Unbelievable but true. And there is one more fact which is related to phrases. You never talk in words. You never speak in words. You always speak in phrases. Let me give you a proof. You never speak in words. You always speak in phrases. Let me give you a proof. Now, this particular, imagine if you were to give a particular speech for Mother's Day celebration. You're talking about your mother at a Mother's Day celebration. You're giving a speech about her. Now, look at the underlined portions of this particular paragraph. This is a small paragraph quoted from a speech, and look at the particular phrases which have been underlined. So, let me just read it for you. I love you, Mom. No matter what I do, good or bad, happy or sad, you support me. Nobody is equal to you, Mom. No one can ever take your place. It's going without saying that you are the best mom in the world. Thank you for always being there for me. Now, if you look at the phrases, I love you, no matter, good or bad, happy or sad. So these are the phrases which automatically, because of the repetitions that has happened again and again, because you have repeated them again and again, you can read these phrases in a very, very quick time. For example, it goes without saying. So it goes without saying. You will be, because you have done it so many times, you will be saying it in a very fluent way, in a very, very fast way. And that will actually improve your fluency. That will actually improve your spoken English. Words versus phrases. It is only occasionally that you use individually words. And if you are mastering words from a dictionary, the teachers keep on telling you to master words from the dictionary, it will actually limit your English fluency. It will actually limit your spoken English, because it will delay your fluent speech, because you are not speaking in words, you generally speak in phrases, as we have shown in this particular example. It goes without saying. Just look at the last sentence. It goes without saying that you are the best mom in the world. You are the best mom in the world. This is how you actually speak in a real sense. You do not speak like you are the best mom. You do not speak like that. You speak in phrases. You are the best mom in the world. Thank you. You do not say thank you. You say thank you. You always say always being there for me. You do not say always being there for me. So it's basically, when you're speaking in phrases, your fluency automatically takes a hit. It improves drastically. Fluency with words, with dictionary words, your fluency takes a severe hit. And phrases, that is a group of words, will resolve your fluency problem. And once you have built an army of phrases, you will automatically start sounding fluent automatically in your spoken English. So just imagine, if you have to climb a particular building, which is 40-storied building, so what will you do? Will you take the staircase? Because it's a 40-storied building, you'll have to climb 40 into 10, 400 stairs. So what will you try to take? Will you take the stairs, or will you take the lift? I know that you will be taking the lift, because the lift is the shortcut. The lift is the shortcut, and it will save you time and energy. So in a similar way, phrases are those kind of lifts that will actually take you to your English, to a next level in the shortest possible time. These are like, phrases are Swiss Army knives, and it will not require you to study any of the grammar. So moving on to the various phrases that we are talking about, we'll be discussing 1000 phrases. This is going to be a small a long video, and I'll request you to hold with me for the time being, so that I can discuss all these phrases with you. So we'll be starting with the phrases. We'll be doing it in two parts. We'll be doing 100 phrases out in this particular video, and the next 900 in the other part of this particular video. So what are the various phrases which you can use in your daily life? And these are the phrases that you must keep on repeating again and again, so that it gets permanently etched into your memory. It gets permanently established and set into your particular memory. So whenever the situation arises, you can speak these words automatically. These words will then automatically come to you. So instead of my agenda is that instead of learning individual words like thank, much, excuse, sound, don't study these words. As a beginner, don't study these words. Rather, master these phrases. I'll be repeating these words for spoken English for all the students who are not able to understand the pronunciation, understand how these words are spoken. They can watch this particular video. Others can discontinue at this point of time. So 1000 phrases here for you. Thank you so much. Excuse me. I'm sorry. What do you think? That sounds great. Oh, never mind. Could you repeat that, please? What does that mean? What do you mean? Where are you from? What do you do? How can I help you? That reminds me. Never mind. Catch you later. Help yourselves. Cheers. I don't mind. Mind your own business. You must be joking. Look who's talking. Just a second. Hold on a second. Keep the change. I'm a bit tied up. Your turn. You go first. Time's up. Ladies first. I think. I believe. I feel. I suppose. I guess. According to me. In my view. In my opinion. It seems to me that, from my point of view, as far as I am concerned, I am of the opinion that I agree. I totally agree. Definitely. Absolutely. Precisely. I suppose so. That's a good point. That's true. Okay, that's convincing. I completely disagree. I'm not sure about that. I still have my doubts. You got to be kidding. Not necessarily. That's not always true. I don't think so. Sorry to interrupt. Well, not really. Excuse me, but in my opinion. May I say something here? Excuse me for interrupting, but I don't mean to intrude, but wait for a minute. Could you tell me what do you think about? What's your opinion about? Do you think? Do you feel? How do you feel about? May I ask you? The main problem is, could you explain to me? Could someone please tell me? Just tell me the reason why. I don't really understand. I don't see why. I don't see what. I don't see how you're going to do this. Suppose that is a sentence. Are you saying that? What do you mean by that? I beg your pardon? I didn't quite get that. Excuse me, did you say that? Marvelous. Well, it depends. Shame on you. Rubbish? I doubt it. On the contrary, you are hopeless. You are wrong. That's not fair. Really? Don't be silly. Don't be stupid. I'm not impressed. For heaven's sake. It's not as simple as that. Take care. Sure. You're welcome. No way. My pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you. Anytime. With that, we have reached the end of the presentation for today. For the spoken English fluency class, we'll be learning the rest 900 daily English conversation phrases in the second part of this particular video. We'll be posting that in a short while. This is the particular book that I was trying to refer to. These particular phrases are available in this particular book. All of these phrases and all these essential myth busters which are available in this particular book of how you can master fluent English in just 30 days. Because you would have noticed that phrases are such an important tool. Phrases help you learn the smart way of learning English, but that has been hidden from you by the teachers, by the conventional trainers of English language. So if you want to download this particular book which contains all this kind of knowledge, you can download this particular book and increase your fluency and improve your spoken English in a very short time. Otherwise, I'll be offering all these lessons which is available in this book over a period of time through these video lessons on YouTube. Please do like, comment and subscribe to our channel so that you can get bell notifications for all the videos that we upload on our channel. Thank you so much.